World champion Carolina Marin of Spain against PV Sindhu of India. Then we finish with women's doubles. So Pusala Venkata Sindhu of India against the left-handed world champion Carolina Marin. Well, as far as the Super Series standings are concerned, the number 1 and 2 swapped places after the Korean because Carolina Marin didn't go to Seoul. Wang Yihan reached the final of the Korean Super Series and therefore moved up from 5 to number 3. And Sung Ji-hyun, who of course won the title for a second time, winning her home Super Series event, she moved up from 13 to 10. And having been in the semi-final here today, Sung Ji-hyun, I wouldn't be surprised if she moves up still further after this week's tournament. Well, there you can see that the Olympic champion and defending champion here at the Denmark Open safely through against Sung Ji-hyun in 3 games. The first game she won easily, then lost a very tight second game, and then won the third very easily as well, the Olympic champion. And I have to say it's nice to see her back into some sort of form because I think she's really been struggling of late. But 4 different nations involved at semi-final stage in the women's singles, that really is an extremely healthy situation for world badminton. Well, Steen, with the disappointment of the Danes going out in both the men's singles with Victor Axelsen and the mixed doubles pair, Fischer-Nielsen and Pedersen, unless the Danish men's doubles pair of Bo and Mogensen win their semi-final, which will be the last match on court number 2, it will be the 3rd time in 4 years that Denmark hasn't had a finalist at their home Super Series event, which is very concerning for the home fans, I would think.
Yeah, I think it is. And I do see one little light that Victor Axelsen is one of the younger players, whereas both Joachim Fischer and Mathias Bocaster Mogensen, who will be playing later today, are in the 30s and
yeah,
probably not have that many years left to play.
But I think there's some hope as well, and some very exciting times perhaps for Denmark in the women's singles. We saw a couple of players get through to the 2nd round, having come through the qualifying, one of them. And, you know, Lena Kleidsfeldt, and you've got a youngster that's still in the juniors that's very good as well.
Please welcome number 13 in the world. From India, PV Sindhu.
Pusala Venkata Sindhu, a 20-year-old who lives in Hyderabad. Tall athlete.
And she is facing number 2 in the world and reigning world and all England champion. Please welcome from Spain, Carolina Marin.
Carolina Marin, former world number 1. Extraordinary, she dropped to number 2 the week after retaining her world title. But with the world number 1, Saina Nehwal, losing in the 2nd round here. I haven't done the calculations yet, have you?
But someone has, according to all the social media and so on, Carolina will be number 1 when the new world ranking comes out.
Yeah. Well, it would seem only fitting. She's been in 6 finals from 8 tournaments already this year, winning 4 of them. 3 Super Series and the World Championships. In fact, it seems extraordinary that she's not already world number 1.
Yeah.
With those sort of results.
Yeah. She had a bad run or didn't play that many tournaments at this time last year because she suffered an injury during her first World Championship campaign, and that kept her out of tournament play until she made a comeback in the Bitburger Open Grand Prix Golds, which is played 14 days from now, where she lost to one of the Chinese women's singles. I can't remember who it was, but I'm sure you can. You were there.
Yes, was it Sun
Sun
Yu?
Yu? Yeah, I think so.
Who actually went on to win it.
Yeah.
And the player who she beat in the first round of this tournament.
Yeah. She also played Lena Kersfeld at that time and played a 3-game match. And sometimes they get interpreted as if we're really close, but I think that was because she was coming back.
Yeah, you're probably right. Well, PV Sindhu, 20-year-olds, number 13 in the world ranking, did spend a total of 17 weeks at number 9. And a year ago, she was a quarter-finalist here, so she's gone at least one better. A win-loss record for the year, just 9 tournaments, because she struggled with injury. In February, diagnosed with a stress fracture of the left foot. So this is her 3rd semi-final of the year, to go along with 2 Grand Prix Gold events. And as you can see, well, that's a marvellous set of results. Second round against the number 3 seed, Tai Su Ying, 2 straight games, 34 minutes. And then in the quarter-final against number 6 seed, the 2-time winner of this event, and in fact 5-time finalist, Wang Yihan. 2 straight games. She was 20-11 up in that first game, although it ended quite tight, and she really was in command. So to the left-handed 22-year-old from Spain, lives in Madrid, dropped to number 2, as I say, in the world ranking the week after retaining her world title. Well, prior to this year, she'd never won a match here at the Denmark Open because, as Steen was mentioning, last year she wasn't able to play when she was the number 8 seed, had to withdraw, and in 2011 lost in the first round to Ratchanok Intanon, who went on to reach the semi-final. Well, there's one of the Danish players I was talking about, Mette Poulsen, the left-hander, got through the qualifying and reached the second round. Michelle Lee in the quarter-final stage, who put out the seeded Okuhara in a thrilling match, came from 12-19 down in the decider to beat the number 8 seed Okuhara. This, as you can see, will be the 5th meeting between these 2 players, and the only occasion that PV Sindhu has won was the very first time they met, and incidentally that's the only time it's gone the full distance, the 3 games. That was in the 2011 Maldives International, and in fact 4 years ago, because it was before her birthday, that was the first ever title for this lady, PV Sindhu, and she won it as a 15-year-old. Well, I wonder how many people thought at that 2011 Maldives International that these 2 players would go on to achieve such things. Last time they met, of course, semi-final of the Saeed Modi Grand Prix Gold event earlier this year. Well, Alan Potter from England, our umpire for this one. And Eric Lickfoot from the Netherlands is our service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Carolina Marin, Spain. On my left, PV Sindhu, India. Carolina Marin to serve. Love all. Play.
So the reigning and 2-time world champion, Carolina Marin, getting this semi-final underway. 2-time World Championship gold medalist against the 2-time World Championship bronze medalist.
And they've met both times where Carolina... No, that's wrong.
And they didn't meet in the first World Championships where they both won medals, did they?
Sindhu got her first bronze in 2013. Yeah.
Yeah, they met in Copenhagen.
But didn't meet in Indonesia.
Service over, 2-1.
Oh, it's good to see Sindhu back to such good form, isn't it, after all those injury problems.
Yeah, it is. Also because her style of play is a little bit unlike any other of the players of the female circuit. That's a quick movement from Marin. And no shouting yet.
No.
3-2.
Please welcome the technical officials to court number 2.
I have to say, I thought the defence of her title, Carolina Marin in Jakarta, I thought that was one of the best performances that I've seen in recent years, because of course the pressure was on her. She had injury troubles beforehand.
Exactly.
Broken bone in her foot, I understand, or it's certainly a fracture of a foot, a bone in the foot.
I'm a little interested to see what happens here if Sindhu is able to keep the pressure on Carolina, because when she came in here through the Hans Christian Andersen entrance, she looked different than I expected. I would have expected to be fired up and ready, and she looked sort of troubled. Yeah, Carolina Marin.
It's going wide. Well, I know that you're good friends with Carolina Marin's coach, Fernando Rivas.
5-3.
Yeah.
Any
No.
talk before the week started here about her training and her
not
preparation?
not about her preparation, because Fernando had some interesting personal news, and I thought I'd catch up with him later, but we haven't been able to talk before this match.
Yeah, talk business, as it were.
Yeah.
No. And I think I'm a little unfair, actually. Even if he had spoken to you, I think he probably would have spoken in confidence. And
No, not necessarily. He knows that that I'm here, and that
your capacity.
it can be used against him.
Yeah, yeah. No, but I wouldn't want you to divulge something if it was given in confidence. Missed it.
But you can see the body language. She's annoyed with herself. She's irritated.
Yeah, and the lack of verbal celebration is very noticeable of a player that could really take on either Azarenka or Sharapova on that front. Yeah, she is troubled, isn't she? Not herself at all at the moment. No, that's...
You know that the Spanish players, Carolina Marin, got a quite good women's team. Carolina Marin, Beatriz Corrales, and Clara Sumendi all went on a holiday after the Worlds, and she played the Japan Open, didn't enter the Korean Open, so probably also in some sort of build-up towards the important tournaments coming up here.
Ah,
Well-
here we go. Here's the verbal celebrations now.
Yeah,
5-8.
and that's needed in order to sort of push herself.
Yeah.
6-8.
Look at that. Well, we said that the women were copying the men in these dives defence.
Play.
Yeah, well
That's
played.
good. Yeah.
And I don't know, but I get the thought that she might have been taking it a little lightly. I'm sure Fernando would have prepared her the correct way, but she's just been playing so well against Sindhu on the last 3 occasions that it's so easy to sort of get the impression that I'm going to manage this. And it's so important to quickly wake up from that thought. Oh, that's a good smash. A long smash. Long cross smash, very, very difficult to cover.
That's a nice backhand.
Yeah.
Good rally. Moving each other. Way to the back, brought forward, back again. Oh, nice idea.
And it's a little bit too predictable. Sindhu was on top of all those shots from Marin.
5-point advantage for Sindhu here at the mid-game interval.
Apparently no microphones on either of the coaches.
Está haciendo remate con giro cuando
Oh, there it
el
was.
desplazamiento cruzado te está desequilibrando. Entonces tienes que tener un poquito más paciencia.
That it helps me a lot.
Situaciones, el volante bien al centro
thought
porque
you
está
spoke a
jugando
little bit of
natural y
Spanish.
puedes ganar la
No,
red,
no.
pero sin entrar al lob, sino en ganar la red, ¿vale? Y si no, un medio remate un poco profundo para poder subir paralelo, ¿vale? Ten paciencia, Caro, y cree en el plan de juego. Vamos.
Paciencia, Timo, that must be something about patience.
Court, please.
Without patience, it's not going to work. And that matches the look that she had when she came on court. Quite
Yeah.
good. The impatient. Oh, do have to play this match.
Play.
Pretty certain she wasn't thinking that, but that, I
No,
mean, that's
but
the
that-
impression.
That was the look she had.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what a backhand.
That sounds as if she's got a microphone as well.
11.
But yeah, we know that. We're used to it. Sindhu must give everything she has to win this first game.
8-11.
In order to maintain the pressure on the Spanish world champion. Because she's actually, Sindhu's got Marin where she wants right now. She's not playing her best.
Yeah.
She's a little bit frustrated.
Good judgment. My goodness, that what? Oh no! I thought for a moment Carolina Marin was asking for a challenge, but she was asking for the court to be mopped.
She was asking for the umpire's attention.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. He could have challenged and charged her on one.
Yeah, it was clearly wide, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that little dive there, leaving the perspiration on the court surface.
12-8. Play. Service over. 9-12.
Oh, good net shot. Way in. What on earth was she thinking?
And it's reinforcing
Over. 13.
the way I see it, Carolina's belief that, oh, this is one of those days. So it'll be interesting to see if she can sort of pull herself up. And
there's nowhere to hide when you're world champion, when you have one of those days.
No, that's exploited.
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody has studied you.
Yeah.
Everybody is desperate to beat you.
Sindhu is using a lot of body smashes. And she's hungry.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's a good shot
Very good
from
shot.
Marin.
Service over. 10-13.
It also shows how big expectations we have for Marin, that we are sort of saying, she's not having a good day. I mean, 10-13 in the first game, that a lot of other players would have taken that.
Service
Oh,
fault called.
service fault called.
Service over. 14-10.
Struck above the waist. Yeah. There's our service judge, Eric Lipfold. Well, there's a very clear hand signal from the service judge whenever a service judge, whenever a fault is called. And it's just become habit with the players that they're asking, especially when they give the same arm signal. So there's obviously a clear understanding.
To signal surprise.
From wide.
Yeah.
Service over. 11-14.
Oh, I know, I've discussed it before about these verbal celebrations. Because when it's happening all the time, and it's often not just one yell of delight, it's two and sometimes three. And I think there's even a sense that the crowd here in Odense are getting a little irritated by it.
Yeah, and most of them are anyway
12.
paying a lot of attention on the adjacent court where the Danish men's doubles are playing.
Yeah.
(15-12). Play.
I like that. Yes, very well played by Marin. We saw Chen Long
Service over.
use this kind of strategy to play a little bit of softer shots against Victor Axelsen, where Victor was actually having the upper hand whenever there's a fast-paced rally. I think that could be a weapon as well against PV Sindhu.
Yeah, it's a real missed opportunity, isn't it? She'll get into trouble here. She walks away, having hit the shuttle into the net. She got into trouble during the final of the German Grand Prix Gold for doing that, didn't she?
Yeah.
Hitting the shuttle into the net and then turning and walking to the back of the court, talking to her coach before handing the shuttle back. And in fact, she got red carded for it too, didn't she?
2 red cards.
Yes, which I thought was a black card.
Yeah, but it's apparently not. It's when you get the second red card, it's the referee who is to make the decision whether it's black or another point deducted. And she got them within 70 seconds, and I think that's a new world record. I don't think anyone else have ever had 2 red cards.
Service
There
over.
have been black cards, I know that, because I know some of the Danish players have gotten a black card.
And black card is disqualification.
Yes.
Missed it.
Service over.
I can see Fernando Rivas,
14.
he's doing a lot of talking. He's working hard today. Sindhu's retrieving a lot.
It's a good one.
Wait. A little deception from Sindhu, I think. Not a really good one, but enough to sort of disturb Marin.
14.
I don't think it would have mattered if that push had come over. It would have gone directly into the forehand of Sindhu. Has she ever featured in a Super Series final, PV Sindhu?
No, 2 semi-finals.
Yeah.
2012 China Masters and the
Play, please.
2013 India. Both of which were when she was still 17 years of age. Missed it.
Yeah, but she's missing all of those where she goes for the lines.
19-14.
When I say all, I think it's perhaps 90%.
Yeah.
But a lot of them compared to what we normally see her when she's in the zone, which she definitely not is in this match that's in.
20, game point, 14.
6 game points. Yeah, that's poor misjudgment, isn't it?
Good deception.
Oh,
Oi! Oi! The most incredible rally.
don't believe it.
Look at that.
How on earth did she get that? Oh, what a way to save a game point. That was extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's gone long. So second opportunity is converted by PV Sindhu. Opening game against the world champion Carolina Marin.
Game won by PV
21-15.
21-15.
Yeah, clearly long.
Vale. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué problema hay, Caro? ¿De dónde vienen los nervios? ¿De ganar? ¿Te acuerdas del plan de juego? Hay varias cosas que te he pedido. Primero, que juegues lejos de red.
Ya, pero no me siento con confianza para jugar lejos.
No,
porque-
ok, bueno, entonces podemos seguir jugando cerca y que te gane. O puedes intentar hacer lo que corresponde en el partido y ganar o perder, no lo sabemos. Elige una de las dos. Yo voy a estar ahí en la silla con lo que tú elijas. ¿Qué vamos a hacer? ¿Nos vamos a centrar en ganar, perder o nos vamos a centrar en cómo jugar, como siempre hacemos? Vale, entonces vamos a intentar. Ahora el aire lo tienes en tu favor para jugar un poco de iniciativa, control desde la red, para mantenerla atrás, con juegos más profundos y buscando el ataque rápido, buscando ángulos y limitando sus posibilidades de que ella te juegue distancias largas desde la red atrás. ¿Vale? Simplemente es el ejercicio que llevamos haciendo 3 semanas en Bloom, ¿de acuerdo?
Ya,
Entonces,
pero no he llegado a conseguir que meterme en el ejercicio.
pero escúchame, es que ahora estás contra el viento, ¿vale? Entonces, se pueden hacer de varias maneras. Primero, la mayor parte de las veces en la que ella te está haciendo remate paralelo viene muy plano. Viene muy plano. Entonces, ahí siempre está haciendo defensa cruzada corta. Ahí es donde tienes que empezar a jugar tenso, ¿vale? Y a jugar orientado.
Did you get any of that?
It's more or less guessing, educated guessing. I think he's asking what's the matter, and I think Carolina says something about she's not confident. She doesn't feel that she has what it takes, and I think that's a very good approach. And he told her that the way I heard it, that well, you've only had 3 weeks of practice in Bloomer, which is the name of the Spanish badminton center in Madrid. So accept that everything is not going the way it did at the World Championships. It's going to be harder. And I also think that he said something about it doesn't really matter whether you win or lose. It's just that you play in the right way. And then we'll see how far it will get you. That's from my very, very, very limited Spanish, which is
Yeah, well, that's very
a few
interesting.
words I understand, and then I guess the rest. Something about also the straight attacks were a little bit too flat the way I interpreted it. That's well played. Excellent retrieval.
Yeah, good rally. Yeah. There's the drift coming into
Yeah.
play.
And
2-0.
I think it's about whether Carolina can come out of this. I feel a little bit sorry for myself, and say, okay, I feel a little bit sorry for myself, but I'm going to give it a go anyway and see how close I can get. And then, if you have that approach, then sometimes you steal a match that you shouldn't win.
Yeah. Service fault called again on Carolina Marin.
Server, 1-2.
Once again, above the waist. Well, we can't see it from that.
And for Sindhu, it's about maintaining the pressure, getting as much as possible back.
Service over, 3-1.
No, we can't see it at the moment, but umpire having a word with Carolina Marin. Do you know what that was about?
No, I couldn't hear it.
No, I couldn't hear it either.
The sound turned down.
Oh, it's a good smash in towards the left hip for a left-hander. That's very difficult to retrieve.
And she can play Sindhu. She's playing at the best level that we've seen her for many months.
Yeah.
Very clever. Sindhu didn't want to change the shuttle, and I think that might add to the frustration. Well played. Change of pace. And then you can't see it on now. You can see her here. When she misses that next shot, Carolina, she turns immediately towards her coach saying, "You see, I told you it didn't work today."
Yeah.
And I get called for service faults, and the opponent won't change the shuttle.
Well, I always think one of the traits of champions is the ability to find a way when you're not at your best.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and this is where she needs to prove herself right now.
Yeah.
Because she is a champion. You don't go winning 2 consecutive world titles. Only the 3rd player in the history of the World Championships in badminton to retain a women's singles title.
But the thing is that she's also very young.
Yeah.
And very inexperienced in sort of coping with these kind of situations. Because, I mean, when she came back last year after the World Championships from the injury, it was obvious, well, I've been injured. Here, well, she's been taking a well-earned holiday after winning her 2nd World Championship. And, and I think you have to sort of learn how to play with less than 100%, because it's still possible to win, and we've seen that. You have to use your experience, you have to stay in the match, make sure you're not losing the match, force your opponent to win it, and then you will get some chances eventually.
Yeah.
That's long. So
I think we should also remember that, I mean, until the All England this year, Carolina Marin had never even won a Super Series title.
No.
She won a world title before Super Series. So now that she's been so good this year, the pressure is piling on. More and more pressure, because everybody, as you say, expects. We, the fans, expect, because she's world champion.
Yeah.
And you can't win as world #1, because if you win the tournament, you're expected to win.
Yeah.
And if you don't win the tournament, then you're a failure.
That's right. That's right.
It's
exactly.
tough.
Yeah. And it's tough to accept that the way you recall your game, you played better. But right now, because you've sort of taken time off and are in a specific training period, then things are not working the way it used to. But that doesn't mean you can't win a match.
No, exactly.
It means that in general, you win fewer matches than when you're in absolutely top shape. Whereas it's different from Sindhu, and she's I've seen articles where she says it's just so great to be back, being able to play.
Yeah.
7-6.
A good start for Marin here in the second game. She's not lost any ground, so to speak.
I think the other interesting thing with Sindhu is I was reading one of the newspapers recently and she said, well, you know, I want to be world #1 maybe in 3 or 4 years' time. She's not expecting it now.
No.
She's willing to develop her game
Yeah.
so that in the future she can perhaps be world #1.
Yeah. I think perhaps 3 or 4 years is a little bit of a long time frame considering where she is already.
Yeah. Oh, little stumble there from Carolina Marin.
I think Sindhu is being a little bit too passive now.
Well, when Carolina Marin did win her first Super Series title, the All England earlier this year, became the 5th player in history to simultaneously hold the World, European and All England titles. Nora Perry and Jane Webster, Lena Köppen and Fleming Delfs, the other 4. It is quite an achievement.
Fleming had a good year in '77.
And that was the year when he held all those titles.
He was here earlier in the week attending the
I
tournament.
miss seeing him.
Yeah.
Now that's 6 straight points
11-6. Interval.
from 5-6 down. To the mid-game interval, Carolina Marin. Is that the turning point, I wonder?
Exactamente igual. Meto presión, busco ataque rápido, no le pego fuerte. Le pego cortadito, le pego seco, quito la raqueta antes de golpear. Pero sobre todo es la intensidad, el estilo de juego que tenemos que jugar contra ella desde la red hacia adelante, ¿de acuerdo? Importante, una cosa solo un pero. Recuerda, cuando ella cruce, en vez de repetir, está repitiendo mucho las zonas de derecha, puedes meter tenso atrás si te da la oportunidad, ¿vale? Recuerda eso.
Ahí hacía la tía, ¿no?
Efectivamente. ¿Vale? Venga, vamos. Y si ya muy forzada también hace drop. Va.
A totally different coaching approach this time because sort of the bleeding has stopped, so now we can be a little bit more constructive again, but reinforcing what has sort of worked throughout this first part of the second game. And only a few words I think I understand was medio presión, and so sort of not full pressure, but medium pressure.
Service over. 7-11.
It's so important for the Spanish side still to be alert, because a couple of three easy errors, quick points like here with 2, could still sort of wreck the ship here in the second game. And that's well played by Sindhu, because she can't afford to be too passive, and that was what she did so brilliantly in the first game. She was sort of playing along, but when the chance was there, she took it. And I guess that's what we can call medio presión, patiently building the rally. but always a little bit ahead of your opponent.
That's good judgment.
Service over.
I think from Sindhu's point of view, I'd like a bit more sort of preventive smashes. Understood that way, that I wanted to smash but stay in balance so that she prevents Marin from taking control of the rally. That's long. And not that one, but the one Marin
Yeah, took at the back.
returned.
Yeah.
Service over. 13-9.
Oh, look at that smash.
That was not a preventive one.
No.
That was a great smash.
Service over. 10-13.
Yeah, there's that sort of medium pace attack.
Yeah.
Service over. 14-10.
Leaves it to the opponent to sort of judge how much speed she needs to put in to the defense. That's
Overdone
well
it.
played. That's a pity for Sindhu. That's gone wide.
15-10. Carolina.
Now, as we're looking at that again, PV Sindhu was having a word with the umpire. Did you hear that?
I think she was trying to challenge it.
Oh,
She thought of giving it a thought, had it in different kinds of meetings, and decided that she wanted to challenge, and that's too late.
yeah, she would have lost the challenge anyway.
Yeah, I think so too. Must be immediate.
16-10.
Yes.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Service
Well,
over.
if she wants to win in 2 straight, PV Sindhu needs a little run of points right now.
I was exactly thinking the same. And I think actually if she wants to win, it's got to be in 2 games.
Because you think Marin's confidence will
It will grow.
Yeah.
She will feel that, okay, we got it sorted out.
Yeah. So it's not a fitness issue or anything with PV Sindhu. It's purely the mental attitude of Marin.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. And I think it's not up to Sindhu. Yeah, of course it is up to Sindhu, but Marin has beaten her quite easily the last 3 times they met. I think in general Marin is a better player.
Oh, good defence.
Yeah.
Very, very good defence.
Service over, 12-17.
That's extraordinary, isn't it? Well played, PV Sindhu. Refusal to give up on the rally.
Yeah.
13-17.
Oh, it's landed in. You know, there's the difference in ends, isn't it? It's not much of a drift, but there's enough to make a very slight difference.
Not even close enough to a challenge.
No.
Some extraordinary saves we've seen.
Service over, 14-18.
Yeah, good follow-up. I know it was loose, but she'd been off balance as she'd played the overhead shot, PV Sindhu.
But I think I saw a smile there, and that's the first time today.
From Marin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the gap has been narrowed to 3 points.
15-18.
I think she needs at least one more point now before Marin scores a point. There it is.
Yeah. So now Carolina Marin gets a little bit nervous. Oh, look at that reaction there too.
16-18.
I think she can take a few chances, Sindhu, now, because I think it's for the match.
Yeah.
Service over, 19-16.
Very good lift.
Yeah, good follow-up from the world champion. And with that follow-up, she's earned herself 4 game point opportunities to send this to a decider.
Well played by Sindhu. She was taking control in this rally, and I think if she wants to become #1 in the world, she needs to be able to take control more than she's used to and has been able to so far in her career. Well played, well played.
2 game points have come and gone, another 2 remain.
That's that one she left on the baseline. Would have been nice to win that rally, then it would have been 19-all. Or perhaps not, but it's fun to speculate in that. Yeah.
This time. 3rd time lucky for Carolina Marin. It is 1 game all as she takes the second game. 21-18.
esa es la actitud, mira. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Eh? ¿Bien? Mira. Estás viendo muchas veces esta jugada, Caro. Y está, te hace un remate, un barrido y tú juegas. Y aquí te está metiendo presión, ¿vale? Entonces tienes que empezar otra vez a construir. Aquí en el momento de llevarla aquí y de empezar a jugar o bien paralelo tenso o bien aquí a su revés y subir a la red, ¿vale? Ahí estás ganando. Y también en el momento, si no es tan fuerte, es quitarle un poco de velocidad para que el volante vaya hacia abajo y ella tenga que levantar. O bien, ella te bloquee en red y tú puedas ganar la iniciativa. ¿Estamos? Pero es importante que no juegues directamente en red. No se puede jugar directamente en red porque está subiendo muy bien. Hay que hacerle que se mueva en V, hay que hacerle que vuelva atrás. Pero si su desplazamiento en lineal está llegando muy fácil y te está metiendo presión desde la red hacia atrás, ¿vale? Entonces manténla y usa la red cuando ella esté de mitad de pista o cuando tú la invites para terminar en red, ¿vale? A la red es lo más importante ahora, ¿va? ¿Estamos? ¿Algo más? Actitud impecable ahora, ¿eh? Mantenemos esa activación y sobre todo no damos el ataque es nuestro, ¿eh? Venga.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Sindhu fan club. That's her mum there, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Both her parents used to be professional volleyball players. In fact, her father was captain of the Indian team.
Level. Play.
And that's actually a team that Victor Axelsen in a Danish sports quiz suggested might have won an Olympic team medal for India. He was asked which Indian team won an Olympic medal, and he pondered for quite some time and then suggested the volleyball team, which was totally wrong.
I would have said hockey.
And you would have been right.
Here we go, third game. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, good opening rally, but my goodness, she was right to play it. But what the hesitation there from Carolina Marin. Yeah, it was prior to that, wasn't it?
And she's got to be really careful, Sindhu, here in the beginning. She needs to put some pressure on Marin, because otherwise I fear that she will get behind, and then I don't think she can stop the Spanish girl. Well played.
Yeah, the movement of Marin there, I think, provoking PV Sindhu into error.
Yeah. She knows it's going to be close. Wide.
Yeah.
3-2.
There's going to be a little dispute here as well about the shuttle.
Marin asked if she can see the shuttle. That's never going to happen. long.
4-2.
Would be great for Sindhu if she could create a little gap, because then she would have the chance to sort of recreate the situation from the first game where Marin thought it was a bit tough on her.
Yeah.
That's well played.
That's very well played, isn't it? I do love the way she just takes that early on the backhand side and just guides it
3-4.
in a downward direction. First of all, a little push on the backhand, then look at this. No big drama about trying to make it deceptive. She just knows that if I take it early...
It's fast enough.
Yep.
So if you're really high, you should almost always play the fast shot. If you're a little bit close to the tape and a little bit uncertain, then the deception would be okay. Excellent rally. Marin a little bit unlucky. Her lift is hitting the net court, I think.
Service over. 5-3.
That's good, isn't it?
Service over. 4-5.
She's always had a very good record, PV Sindhu, against some of the top Chinese players, hasn't she? But
yeah. The thing is that
4-5.
their attack
Flag.
in Carolina is, in my opinion, the most dangerous player in women's singles. So her attack is a little bit better than the Chinese players. And she's able to follow pace with Sindhu. Sindhu is normally retrieving a lot of shots, but it normally doesn't bite on Carolina.
5-all. Service over. 6-5.
again, while we're looking at that, there's a discussion at the net between the two players, whether to change the shuttle or not. It's just as much mind games as anything, Steen.
Yeah. Oh, what a high short service there. And Sindhu is beginning to be a little loud when she wins rallies.
I noticed that one occasion in the second game.
Yeah.
But it sends a message, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I think what perhaps irritates opponents is, you know, that it's not just one call, as we said earlier. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 calls. And also
winning
that
points.
Carolina Marin has openly said, when I'm trailing, I use the shouts to disrupt my opponent's focus, which, you know, is, well, sportsmanship is very difficult to define, isn't it? But, you know, I think it's borderline. Should let your racket do the talking rather than relying on yells to try and disrupt opponents. Yeah, oh, look at that. There you go. 2 calls there from Sindhu.
Service 8-6.
I read actually on one of the forums that it should have been the Chinese girls who started that by order of Zhang Ning. And I wasn't aware of that, but I wouldn't rule it out. That's in.
Yeah.
I can remember.
Well, I think that's not correct, because the fact is, I remember the Koreans when they first came onto the World Tour, and I think that was 81 or 82. And the Korean women, and in fact all the Korean players did that.
Yeah, I think so too. And I noticed during the mixed doubles we had Lee Kyung-won, former ladies doubles player, coaching, and she was very, very loud on court.
One game all, 8 all.
I think the more the game goes neck to neck towards the 21 points, I think the bigger advantage for Carolina Marin. I think she has a capability of scoring easier points than Sindhu.
Play.
Well, the match clock about to tick over the hour mark, and it's 1 game all, 9 all.
9 all.
Showing her frustration there, PV Sindhu.
10-9.
That's excellently played.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
Great control at the net.
10-10.
So a 2-point advantage at the change of ends here in the deciding game. The advantage with the number 2 seed, the 2-time world champion, Carolina Marin. That's that fast, just guided down.
Busca la derecha en el centro de la pista. Busca a su derecha en el centro de la pista, ¿de acuerdo? Y raqueta arriba, ¿vale? Siempre sale a red. Busca que el volante vaya hacia abajo, en su derecha, en cualquier ángulo y ocupa el lugar. Juega natural. De revés sabemos que puede variar. Lo puedes probar, pero tienes que estar mucho más preparada a la modificación. Atenta, ¿vale? Pero a ese es el estilo de juego que estamos jugando, ¿va? Venga, continuamos igual.
On court, please.
That was a very short and clear coaching, I think. I didn't understand a word, but no questions or anything.
Yeah.
So this is what's going to happen, and I like that. I like that at this point here. This is how it goes, because otherwise she might get frustrated, try something and feel that, oh, now this is going to work because I have a little lead or so on. So interesting to watch the different coaching approaches.
Good retrieving. Good rally.
Look, if you think back of the first game, there's such a huge difference in attitude here, the will to fight for your points.
Yeah. I'm thinking more about your point of the coaching there at the mid-game interval at the change of ends. And also if Fernando Rivas had done what he'd done in the past and asked questions, then there was a risk of her giving that negativity again. He probably didn't want any of that negativity.
And also, I mean, if there's questions, you have to think to answer them and so on. So we don't want to do too much thinking here, because things are going in the right direction. You stop the bleeding, you won the second game, you're leading by 2 points. So let's just go, get the head out of the body's way, and remember a few important things. Oh, great net game by Sindhu there.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, and she needs to sort of step up and raise her game to a new level we haven't seen yet in this tournament. Got to play sharp at the net. Got to be
but that's something we
controlling.
were discussing yesterday when she was playing her quarterfinal against Wang Yihan, how much she's improved her net play. But
and she must use it here. She must improve it even more to challenge perhaps one of the best net players in the game. Rachana Internet is not here at this tournament, but she's also got an incredible touch at the net.
11-12.
It's an accurate smash straight down the line, isn't it?
Service over. 13-11.
We saw a lot of them go wide in the first game because they were hit with the intent to win on the first shot on the exact smash.
Previous rally, it had been a smash down the forehand side of PV Sindhu. Here down the backhand side.
What a pity for Sindhu. She read that all the way.
15-11.
got that variation there, that
15.
smash to the body of PV Sindhu, but she didn't follow up on it.
No. Well played.
That's good.
Yeah. Another good rally from Sindhu, and she's simply taking the initiative whenever it's possible. If she'd cleared there, Carolina Marin would still be in control of the rally.
Well, if I caught that correctly, when PV Sindhu was speaking to the umpire, I think she was saying that Carolina Marin was interfering with the feathers.
Oh. If the umpire sees that, that should be a warning.
Mm. Oh, that's a good defensive shot. This is a big point, isn't it?
Yeah. I was thinking in the middle of the rally, the lights were put out on the adjacent court, and I thought it affected the lighting on this court.
Mm.
But well done by the players to just keep the concentration.
Well, again, while we're seeing that, the umpire was called Carolina Marin over to the umpire's chair. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but Carolina Marin had her hand on his knee, which I'm not sure is appropriate. There should be no physical contact between the court officials. In other sports, if you do that, that's a sin bin. Whether it's done as a nice gesture or as an aggressive gesture, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be allowed to happen.
Service over. 15-16.
Excellent.
Very good shot.
Yes.
And she's back level. 16 all.
16 all.
Well, I'm surprised the umpires allowed.
Yeah, me too.
Carolina Marin instigated the timeout.
And first, before she did that, she went to her forehand corner and had a few words with Fernando Rivas, and then asked for a toweling down.
Yeah.
16 all. Play.
Wow. Sindhu into the lead at this crucial
Very
stage.
well played. She's keeping the net. She's not lifting. She would have been forced to lift had that gone over, though.
Ready to play, please.
Well, that's found the back line
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's a clever smash.
And it's a terrible service return from Carolina Marin. She lost the
18-16.
point before from that side in the same way, and very easy readable service return and a good smash from Sindhu. What a comeback.
Yeah. 4 straight points. It's a great lift.
Yeah, she can. She's been really good at that, Sindhu. Whenever Marin has tried to push to her body from the net, she's saved a lot of shots.
Yeah. And now 2 points away from her first ever Super Series tournament final. PV Sindhu. Yeah, look at the reaction. What a contrast between the two players there, the body language. 5 straight points. Six straight points from 14, 16 down, and now PV Sindhu with 4 match point opportunities. Goodness me. Well, Steen, it went through my mind, given PV Sindhu's quarterfinal yesterday when she was 20-11 up in that first game. And it went desperately close and she looked more and more nervous. I felt as the rally was in progress.
She's probably nervous here as well.
Yeah.
So she might need a little help from Marin to win this.
Yeah.
The important thing is that she sticks to the plan that has gotten her 6 straight points.
Yeah.
Taking control of the rallies.
Ready to play, please.
Yeah, the mind games continue between the two.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised in a way because an awful lot of the players tend to get a little bit irritated by the Marin shouting. Match point number 2 for Sindhu.
There it is.
She's got it! She's through to her first ever Super Series tournament final. She came from behind, winning 7 of the last 8 points. What a victory for Pusala Venkata Sindhu. The 20-year-old goes to hug her coaches Madhumita Bish and Arvind Bhatt. A wave to the crowd. What a performance. 3 tough games, an hour and 15 minutes, 21-15, 18-21, 21-17 in the deciding game. Well, what drama and what excitement. That was a brilliant smash, wasn't it, to finish off the match. And a moment of victory. Yeah, sinks to her knees. And she's taken a giant step towards future mega stardom. Already a star, of course, in the world of badminton and indeed in her own country.
It's so important to get this reinforcement after coming back from injury that you can actually still play where you've already achieved more than you have ever done in the Super Series.
Yeah. So just one more semi-final to come. Two of our previous semi-finals going the full distance, the two singles. First of all, that thrilling match with the World Champion Chen coming back against Victor Axelsen. And indeed, PV Sindhu, well, 14-16 down in that deciding game. 7 of the last 8 points, that is remarkable. So it's just women's doubles to come, and it is the qualifiers, Jung Kyung-eun and Shin Sung-chan, up against the Japanese pair, the number 7 seeds, Miyuki Maeda and Reika Kakiwa. Well, as far as the women's doubles destination Dubai is concerned, 8 changes from the previous list after the Korean Super Series. And an awful lot of that, I suspect, is because all the pairs kept getting mixed around. New pairs, as we've seen here in this tournament, Koreans and the Chinese swapping partnerships. But the number 7 pair there, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, were of course winners of this title last year, and sadly